Honorable Minister, External Affairs, Sri S. Jaishankar ji, Sri Balal Muapa, President Mizoram BJP, Sri Nilesh Kumar, Member of Legislative Council Bihar, and State Robbery for Election. Mr. Sri Vangupa, retired IPS and Vice President of the BJP Mizoram. Sri Rinliana Silo, former Speaker, distinguished guests, and all the media persons, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a privilege for me, a great privilege for me to welcome Honorable External Affairs Minister Sri S. Jaishankar in our midst today. Sir, I, on behalf of Mizoram BJP, welcome you to the beautiful state of Mizoram. We thank you for accepting our humble request and coming all the way to Mizoram. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to introduce our Honorable Minister, as we all know him very well. And he is a well-known leader all over the world. Not only that, but also a seasoned diplomat, and has been at the forefront of India's foreign policy since a very long time. Further, the people of Mizoram are very big fans of him. Sir, we are very fortunate to have you here in Mizoram. Your presence here today will result in many positive outcomes for our state. The people of Mizoram will understand the fact that Narendra Modi ji gives maximum importance to our state. I also hope that you get to see and experience the potential of our tiny state. As you know, Mizoram is a border state, and it is going to be the most important state for the success of India's Act East policy. Under your leadership, sir, we are confident that Mizoram will reap the benefits of our successful foreign policy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Mr. Vanal Muaka, State President, BJP Lok Sabha official candidate, to deliver a short speech.
On behalf of BJP Mizoram Pradesh, I extend a very, very warm welcome to our Honorable Union Minister Sri Jaishankar ji here today in the beautiful city of Mizoram. I wished him all the best during his short stay in Mizoram and wish him to enjoy the beauty of this beautiful city of Mizoram, Aizawl. Secondly, I also welcome all the people here on the dais and audience. I wish that Sri Jaishankar ji, our Honorable Union Minister, visits of Mizoram will bring a new hope of prayer and change in the positive manner. In Mizoram, also hope that people of Mizoram will also have better understanding of BJP and Modi government. I expect that this visit of Mizoram by our Honorable Union Minister will usher a new era for the development of Mizoram. Last but not the least, I would like to make an appeal or request to all my fellow citizens of Mizoram to support our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, by giving their valuable votes again to the BJP Lok Sabha official candidates, Poovanlal Muakam, myself. Please support and give your valuable vote to BJP and to Narendra Modi to bring Sabke Saath, Sabke Vikas in Mizoram to the remotest part of Mizoram in this election. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We now will have a short duration of a felicitation. I request our Honorable Minister to come up here, and BJP State Party, President of the BJP State Party will felicitate Honorable Minister.
This is so much nicer than this.
Great.
Now I call upon election state Prabharai Divesh Kumar to felicitate. Ni pemera. Englo utara.
Thank you. Thank you. I've done that already. Let this be here. When I'm speaking, we both. Yeah, I believe it. Cap.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request our Honorable Minister to kindly release Mizoram BJP election manifesto and there to deliver a speech thereafter. Loken em pakalupra. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Stop.
Journalist.
Our next item will be interaction with the media. So all the party workers. And-
Yeah. Let me say a few words.
Okay, yes, sir.
Vision document.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
No.
Now I request our Honorable Union Minister to deliver a speech.
Friends from the media, uh, let me say it is a great pleasure to be here on what is my first visit to Mizoram. I assure you it won't be the last visit. I look forward to coming back. But this time, I am here to ask all our Mizo brothers and sisters to support the BJP in the coming general election and our state president and Lok Sabha candidate, Vanlal Mogaji. This is an excellent candidate, so I have come here really to urge you to support. We have just released the vision document, and I would like it is distributed. You can look at it at leisure. But I want to tell you that the vision document does for the state what Modi ji's vision is for the entire country. What we want to do through the vision document is to lay out a very specific plan so that when voters are getting ready to press the button, we want them to know why are they pressing the button. We want them to press the button of the lotus, and for that, this is the vision which they would be voting for. Now, when that vision is implemented, it would not only actually lead to development in the state, but it will also create a foundation for people in the state to actually explore opportunities outside the state, even outside the country. Now, you will get, as I said, the opportunity to read it, but I want to highlight 10 important points from the vision. First of all, health. After the COVID pandemic, I think for everybody today, health is the number one priority. So what we are proposing in the vision is that the Ayushman Bharat program should be intensified, that we should have the Jan Aushadhi Kendra, which gives access to very low-cost medicines, that in every block there should be one Jan Aushadhi Kendra at least, that the Zoram Medical College should be upgraded, and that district hospitals in Mizoram should all be improved and their services made better. The second priority is education, and it is one where Mogaji himself has a lot of experience. And what we are proposing in the vision is how to revamp schools, to provide free books, bags, and raincoats to students, and to establish both a central university as well as more engineering colleges in the state, because we believe that it is good education which will give the youth of the state the skills and the talents to explore opportunities. Talking of skills and talents, the third priority is to bring to Mizoram, to develop in Mizoram a stronger startup culture, a stronger skills. So we propose that there should be a state level scheme for skills and startups and training, especially in new age technologies, things like drones, which today offer many more possibilities than before. Of course, like any other state, here too, the well-being and welfare of farmers is very important. So that is priority here as well. And we would like to extend Kisan credit cards to 100% of the farmers, to look at developing cold storage facilities, to create desks for organic farming certification, to expand the PM Samriddhi Kendra, which gives seeds and fertilizers to farmers, to look at some particular areas of strength, potential in Mizoram, like areca nuts, like squash or ginger, and to create actually a larger market access for products of Mizoram in the rest of the Northeast and beyond that in the rest of India, and even I would say internationally. Another issue which we have highlighted in the vision statement is one district, one product. It has been a very successful program to promote awareness within the country itself of the strength of every state and every district of India. It will lead people to recognize products, and certainly we hope ODOP products from Mizoram would actually grow much more across the country. Then, if I could highlight some other points, one of them pertains directly to my own ministry. We have, you would be aware, been trying to create an access to Myanmar, to the port of Sitwe, through a road from Mizoram, which is having some problems right now. But certainly, as we look after the election, this will be one of our priorities to see the road is completed as soon as possible. There's some discussions going on here. We would also like to see more border huts with both Myanmar and even with Bangladesh. And where tourism is concerned, tourism today is a very big priority. During G20, Prime Minister Modi felt we must take G20 visitors to every state of India. So there was a G20 event in Mizoram as well. One of the business 20 events took place here. So we see tourism potential. I think there is a important archaeological site here in Wangchia. We feel that has potential for attracting more tourists. Similarly, like everywhere else in the country, we are pushing for greater investment in sports facilities. People in this state have a very strong record of contributing at a national level to our sports skills and talents. And finally, there is the issue of empowering women. There are many ways it is there in the vision statement. One of the examples is, for example, to establish an air hostess training center in Aizawl, because many young women from here look for employment in the airline sector, and most of you would be aware that today our airlines are expanding. We have, under Modi ji, the fastest expansion of airlines anywhere in the world today. There are 1,000 new planes which the airlines of India have ordered, and that itself will be a new sector for employment and for opportunity. So these were some of the ideas which we have put forward in the vision statement. Once again, as I said, every party in an election, everybody will put forward their viewpoint, their record, what is it that they offer to the people. Today we have come here with a 10-year record, solid record of governance. You have all seen in 10 years how much the country has changed. But what I hope the people of Mizoram would do is to send a representative to Lok Sabha who will strengthen the hands of Modi ji, who will allow us now to use the foundation of the last 10 years so that we prepare for the next 25 years. I think today the future of India, especially those of young people, is very much the issue on which this election is being looked at, and we are very confident that this will be appreciated and it will be reflected in the judgment of voters as they go into the polling booth. So once again, really thank you for listening to me, for coming here today. If there are any questions from the media, I'd be happy to answer.
Sir,
I can answer from
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Or maybe the mics are all here. It's okay, I'll take it from here.
My first question is what
One question, then let the others.
what do you have for the development of the Act East policy, India's Act East policy? Because due to the crisis in Myanmar, we have seen the progress have not been made much because of the crisis in Myanmar. So what is the progress in India's Act East policy?
When it came to Act East policy, one part of it is Myanmar. Okay, we were developing two avenues of access in Myanmar. One from Mizoram to Sitwe, one from Manipur to the trilateral highway. Now, because of the current situation in Myanmar, work has been very difficult. But what we are trying to do is to negotiate with various groups to see if work can continue in some form, because it is very important for our development and even for their own future that these programs go forward. So we continue to be at it, and we would certainly like the Myanmar part to move forward, but we recognize that there are challenges. But other than Myanmar, I also want to say there are other opportunities today in Act East, that the other countries of ASEAN today have markets for many products from this part of the world. I mean, we were speaking about ginger. There is a big demand for ginger in ASEAN countries. So we do think today another way of taking Act East forward is through Bangladesh. And that is also something which we are currently having discussions with Bangladesh.
Sir, yes. Sir, though it's under MHA, this fencing of Myanmar, the fencing of IND. So I know it's under MHA, but since you are the foreign minister,
Sure.
I would like to ask you, like many people, especially in the three states of Nagaland, Mizoram, and Manipur, they are against it. So, like, if we do fence the border, how will it benefit the trade and the interaction between the people?
Sure. I think it's a very understandable question at this time. Please understand, we are very sensitive to the interests of people, to traditions, to customs, to the relationships across the border. It's something we know, and certainly as foreign minister, I know, and I think Home Ministry and Home Minister is also aware. We are looking today at fencing and more than fencing at actually, what was the earlier regime of free movement for a certain band across the border. Why are we doing it? Because today the conditions in Myanmar are very, very disturbed. That in many cases the authority of the government does not run. Many bad practices and illegal activities are coming about. So I think the security of our country, security of our states, including Mizoram, requires us to take certain precautions. But these are precautions that we are taking right now in response to a certain situation. So I think we have to wait and see. Hopefully, even if right now our neighbor is going through a very difficult phase, at some stage things will become stable. That is what we hope. But right now it is important we take that precaution. So we want understanding about it, that this is a response to a situation today. If things were normal in Myanmar, this would not have happened. So people should understand that.
Sir, so while campaigning for the upcoming Lok Sabha polls, the Congress had said that India has suffered a serious setback
Please
under
stand up.
the BJP rules. So what is your reaction to this, sir?
Congress says many things, most of which is not true. But which particular part is there something specific you want me to address?
No, sir, they have been claiming that under the BJP rule, India has suffered, especially regard to secularism and many other things like the Congress had often claimed that the BJP is being a threat to secularism,
Okay.
etc. So, sir, I
Say,
just want to react to
but
that.
first of all, if you want somebody to give you an opinion of what the BJP government has achieved, don't ask the Congress party. They are the wrong people to ask. So look today at what the world is saying. The world today is looking at a country. 10 years ago, they were saying that we are among the fragile 5 economies. Today, the world says we are among the top 5 economies. We will be among the top 3 economies in next 2 or 3 years. 4 years ago, when COVID came, because the world was thinking of how we were before 2014. The world was worried if any country will go down in COVID, it will be India. Instead, we were a country who managed our own problems, and we actually helped 100 to 125 countries in the world. We gave them vaccines, we gave them medicines, we exported masks and PPEs to them. If you look today at the respect that we command in the world, and this is expressed in very, very practical terms. Many countries today are impressed by Chandrayaan mission. Countries are looking at today Indian 5G stack. Today people are looking at digital, how does digital governance work? So I will be talking about a lot of these things in my next meeting. But I assure you, the world today has the world has such a good opinion of us. I travel to at least 40 countries, and the only reason it stays at 30 to 40 countries is physically I cannot do anymore. And there is so much demand on Modi ji. Number of leaders who want to come to India, number of people who invite Modi ji to go abroad. So the opinion of the world is very different from the opinion of the Congress party.
Yeah. So my name is Henry Alcazar. I'm from Press Trust of India. So are you confident that the NDA will retain powers in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls? That is number two.
Sorry, am I confident that NDA will?
Retain powers in the upcoming.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, number two.
That's answered.
Number two, you are making massive effort to make inroads in Mizoram. But there is a general perception that BJP is a communal or anti-Christian. What is your personal take on this?
No, I don't think that is true. I think, in India, all of us respect all faiths. Because any one of us believes in our own faith does not mean that we are against some other faith. I think that is a wrong way of looking at it. In fact, I would say anybody who has a strong sense of faith will actually have, an appreciation of other people's sense of faith as well. Which is why actually, if you look outside India, you see many other countries which have a very strong belief in their own faith, have no issues with BJP. They actually understand that, there are believers and there are people for whom it doesn't matter. So, because some people are believers in the faith, you should not see it as them being against another faith. So, that is my first reply. The second issue, are we making an effort in Mizoram? Absolutely. Would we like to see Mr. Vanlal Moaga elected? Absolutely, no question. Because we think he's the right candidate. We think here we have someone who is in touch with young people, who spent his entire life with young people, who today, as I said, this election, this is not an election for the next 5 years. This is an election which will set us on the course for the next 25 years. What is it we want to be in 2047 when we reach 100 years of our independence? And we want people who will have the interests of and the thinking of young people for the next 25 years as representatives of India and Parliament. So we would like Mizoram, as we would like every other state, to actually be supportive of the direction in which this country is going. And I very much hope that in Mizoram, that appreciation is there. That today, by sending a member of parliament like him, that you will not only be strengthening Prime Minister Modi's hands in India, because I would say this in all frankness, I don't think any Prime Minister in the history of India has shown as much attachment and devotion to the Northeast as Narendra Modi has. So we want, but for this to be translated into programs and benefits and realities, there must be local members of parliament who will be there in Delhi to actually guide government policies, to help shape legislation, to set directions, who will work with other colleagues in parliament for us to do things. There is a great desire to do things. So we hope that this election will give us a chance to work with colleagues in parliament who are from Mizoram and from other Northeast states. Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
I think the
Time is still there.
Good afternoon, sir. Okay, India has demonstrated its significant it strives to become the global
No, don't worry. Don't look at the phone. You can say whatever you want to say.
It strives to become this global nation. So especially in the science and technology sector. So, but the thing is that recently in the last week, one of the candidates, the MP candidate, had mentioned that there has been 648 persecutions among the Christians in the nation. So, this National Commission for this NCM for minorities have also officially stated that these persecutions are usually they are among this RSS and this BHP and all.
No,
Can
no,
you,
no,
is
no,
there
no.
any
I don't
solution
think
to this?
anybody has officially stated anything like this. But what I do want to tell you is, look, we are a country of many faiths, of many languages, of different ethnicities. We coexist as a country because we are respectful of that. So, it is nobody's case that, somewhere, believing in one or having one identity means that you are against another. You just heard me tell your colleague that if I actually have belief in my own faith, I would respect somebody else who believes in their faith. Faith at the end of the day breeds respect. Faith should not be a negative sentiment. So a lot of it is also honestly propaganda. A lot of it is politically motivated. What I would say is that this country has grown, is growing, and will grow when we actually all are together. We are respectful of each other. We have the ability to work with each other, and that is precisely why we would like in the parliament in Delhi, in the BJP in Delhi, in the in the Council of Ministers in Delhi, we would like as wide a representation as possible.
Sir,
Okay.
one more question. Sir, one more question.
You haven't asked, no?
One by one, one by one. Please stand up.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry, I can hear you. Yeah.
Sir, yes, my name is Ruben. I'm from DD News. So since as it is, the central is working to improve this connectivity with the international border, and it is trying to quite improve the infrastructure near the international border. So, what do you think can be done? More can be done for the state of Mizoram, since we have border with the international border with this Myanmar and Bangladesh. And one more thing, in the manifesto, it is mentioned that there is quite a lot of something to be done in the in the sector of Kisan. In Mizoram, I guess there is no crop insurance for the Kisan. So, can there be anything done for the Kisan in this sector?
Okay. Your first question, what can we do more for Mizoram? What are the possibilities? I think the first question at the press conference started with Myanmar. We would definitely like to see Mizoram much more connected into Myanmar. We would like that road to Sitwe built. We would like to see a connection eventually to the trilateral highway. That is one part of it. The other part, which I said, examples like border huts with both, because Mizoram is a border state. It has borders with two countries, so we would like to see border huts there. But even with Bangladesh, I'm giving you as an example. We do today movement of goods through inland waterways. We have proposed to Bangladesh government that there is a route from Tegamuk to Rangmati, that this should be added to the inland waterway, so that from Mizoram through the Tega River, there is a possibility of also shipment of goods. We also have been discussing with them the possibility of creating an ICP in Tegamuk. So these are, some examples that I'm giving you. Today, whenever we look at country or any state, we should also look what is happening in the region. So there are other developments which are happening. Sometimes they can be difficult developments like Myanmar, but sometimes there can be opportunities. If we, for example, from Mizoram, if there is a better road access to Chittagong port and to Matharbari port, which Japan is building in Bangladesh, then the possibility of evacuation of goods, movement of goods is that much better, and may come through other states also. It will benefit Mizoram as well. And if you look at international cooperation, I can tell you it's something which. Huh? Yeah. My colleague also reminded me that we also have the land custom station at Zokhamthar, which you're all aware of. But if I were to give you a kind of example, and I'm saying this as a foreign minister and before, even when I was foreign secretary, look at what benefits a good central government can bring to a state like Mizoram. We are working with Japan. Okay. When Modi ji first became Prime Minister, he told me saying, look, try to get Japan interested in more deeply involved in the Northeast. So we actually created a body with Japan called Act East Forum. Now, in the case of Mizoram, we have had 3 very good results of that. One, last year, Japan has agreed, JICA will set up a super specialty cancer center in Mizoram. Japan has also been, JICA has been funding the Northeast connectivity road projects. Some of those roads go through this state as well. Also in capacity building in agriculture, in irrigation as well. So there are many possibilities today. What is important is that we have a representative from Mizoram who makes the interests and the concerns of Mizoram very clearly felt in Delhi, who will be a voice of influence out there, who will help us to respond much better to the needs of the people here. And that is the reason why we are all gathered here today. On the farmer side, I think if you go through the manifesto, we are looking at various steps, because there are some things happening in some other states which have not happened here. So I'm sure any gap that there is, not just in crop insurance but in other areas as well, it is something that we will look at.
One question. Mizoram Vision, the political party, they are part of India. Why don't you make a common candidate with them instead of making a separate
Yes.
candidate?
I think I'm sure as it happens in politics, there are always discussions, but at the end of the day, we have made a decision and we think that our candidate is the best for Mizoram.
So you don't trust MNF?
We have a wonderful candidate. If I have a candidate like this, why do I need to go somewhere else? Okay. So thank you all very much. Great pleasure.
Well, now the media interaction is over. After this, we'll be having a intellectuals meet. Now, why?